Greetings everyone, my name is Louisa Mpele from the AIDS Foundation of South Africa under the Human Rights and Advocacy Program. I will be your host for AIDS Foundation podcast, so tune in, don't miss out, be here every day and every week. We have very interesting topics for you, just for you so that you can learn. This year in South Africa marks Women's Month with a very special theme which says celebrating 30 years of democracy towards women's development. On the 9th of August in 1956, more than 20,000 women marched to the Union buildings in protest against past laws to women. One of those women was the likes of Lillian Ngoyi, Frances Bard, as well as Helen Joseph. So as AIDS Foundation, we are also supporting community-based organizations, and most of them are formed or established by women in the community, looking at different social ills that are affecting women as well as young people. Today we are revisiting Women's Day 2024. Today we are very honored to have our very own Ntombenhle Mkhize, the CEO of the AIDS Foundation, and African women in leadership in a very challenging space and time in South Africa. Welcome, Ntombenhle, and please greet the viewers as well as introduce yourself.
Thank you, Louisa, and good afternoon, everyone. And Louisa has just indicated, my name is Ntombenhle, but I usually go as Ntombi Mkhize. I am the CEO with the AIDS Foundation of South Africa, where I work quite closely with a few teams that are implementing HIV programs, HIV and TB programs around South Africa. Thank you.
Thank you, Ntombenhle. So what does National Women's Day mean to you?
So for me, the National Women's Day is about a spotlight on the work that women do, how we contribute to our families, how we contribute to societies in the workplace, so to showcase that, but also still look at where we feel women are still left behind, so that also that continues to be a discussion to say, how do we support our women to make sure that the scales are leveled with our male counterparts.
Thank you very much. So which woman inspires you, and why does that woman inspire you?
Sure, it's a difficult one.
Yes.
It's always is a difficult one, because I feel for me that there isn't just a single woman that inspires me, but there are, so many. There are women who inspire me in the family front. There are women who inspire me in the workplace. There are women who inspire me in the, academia. And I think it's because, again, it's showcasing the fact that as women, we are not only just one place, but whether you go in the workplace, in the community, in your health facility, there are women. So it's all the different women, out there who are waking up, making it happen, despite the odds that we're still facing just based on our gender.
Thank you very much. So now, if you can tell us, what do you think are the biggest challenges for women in business or in workplaces? What do you think are the biggest challenges that women are facing?
Sure, so there's, I think there's quite a variety, but for me, I think the biggest thing is ensuring that when we say we are supporting women, that it's not just a lip service, but we've actually created a platform, for women to be able to show up and showcase, their, various skills. And I do find at times that maybe the platform is not quite there. So this is why, these kind of days like National Women's Day is important for me, for us to revisit, to say, yes, we've made so much progress as women, but where do we still need to, support women? Are we paying them enough? Are we paying them as their male counterparts? Have we, created enabling platforms, for work to be able to balance being in the workplace, especially in leadership positions that are quite demanding, but also being able to equally support their families, because those are equally important. So it's really about ensuring that we create an enabling environment for us to be able to thrive. And that might be different from one woman, to the other. So I always shy away from using generic approach, because what might be a need for me here might be completely different for you. But it's ensuring that we are able to accommodate and support women as and when needed.
That's a very good one. So now, what is your standpoint in terms of women's equality and women's rights?
Sure. So I think it's just similar to the point that I've just raised, that we just need to ensure that it's not just lip service, but that there's real support that is being provided to women. But not only that, I mean, we know that in South Africa as a country also facing the scourge of gender-based violence, which is mostly targeted at women. And so again, it's important that issues like that, are addressed, because they do affect us. And therefore, it's important that as we engage in these different issues, those are also not left behind, that there is a spotlight in terms of, how do we deal with this? How do we support? And I think it goes well hand in hand with some of the programs that we are implementing, like, the human rights reports, where the human rights program, where we are able to, to identify perpetrators in community, provide support to victims. So that doesn't only go for certain women, but for all of us. So it's really ensuring that those kind of, agenda issues remain at the top, because they do impact us quite negatively. Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, so as we all know that mostly you find that in companies and organizations, most the directors and CEOs will be males. So we are very honored that we have Ntometle Mkhize as a female CEO. So just tell us, what are the challenges that you as a female African CEO that you come across, because you are being a female, so in this space or in this industry? What are the challenges that you come across?
Sure, yeah, no. Yeah, quite interesting, but I think there's still just, again, just based on the notion that when you think of a CEO, you might even think a certain gender, you can think of a certain race, a certain age, and so it does seem at times to sort of defy the odds when suddenly you're a woman, you're African, you are younger, and that itself might be a challenge where, for people that is not quite the norm, I've gone to a few meetings when I arrive, for those who've never met me, who then ask if the CEO is still on the way, because a CEO does not generally look like this. So again, this is quite important to say, a CEO, a leader, can look anyway. They can be a man, they can be a woman, they can be black, white, Indian, colored, they can be female, they can be younger, they can be older. So again, it's important that that we occupy these spaces and we make ourselves, known, so that, slowly we really start to, to do away, with the thinking, particularly in a patriarchal society where we think a leadership position might, belong to a man, to say, not quite the case. The world is evolving. We do have women, in power as well. Yeah.
Thank you. And as you know that even the first CEO at AFSA was also a female.
Women empowerment.
So
we are big on that. Exactly.
Okay, thank you so much, Ntombi. Would you please just give us, what is your message in this month, just that you can send out to women out there, especially also young women, because we also want to see more of the young female CEOs.
Yeah. So I'd say for the younger women is that we live in an age where there are a lot of deterrents. We live in an age of social media pressure, peer pressure, and so it's always important that as you encounter these things, that you always remain focused in terms of what your ultimate goal is. I always say to my younger siblings to say, it's not to say stop living, stop having fun, but in all of that, remember what the ultimate goal is in terms of what you are wanting to achieve. So don't let the fun for one weekend ruin your your entire future. So as you make decisions, think long term in terms of how they impact you, or they impact your future. So it's just always important to have that in the back of your mind as you're making decisions. But generally for women to say, let's continue to support each other, let's continue showcasing and shining a spotlight on the work that we do, so that there's a realization to say there is a lot more that we are bringing to the table, not just that we are women. We have the necessary skills, we have the necessary experience to be able to carry that, the work that we do. I believe that I'm here because I have this necessary expertise, and the skills. So let us continue to work with that, but also our counterparts to be able to support us, and then just really create platforms that are really enabling for us women to continue to shine. Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That was a very good message. This was the AIDS Foundation of South Africa CEO. Tune in, we have more interesting topics in the month of August and also for upcoming months. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Ntombi. That was a very good interview, and thank you for giving us this opportunity to interview you. So maybe as in closing, you can just tell us where to find AIDS Foundation. If maybe someone want to learn more about AIDS Foundation, the programs that AIDS Foundation does, would you please just tell the viewers where can they find AIDS Foundation?
Thank you, Louisa. So we have presence in various social media platforms. We have Facebook. You can find us as AIDS Foundation of South Africa. We are also LinkedIn. You can also look up AIDS Foundation of South Africa. You can also visit our webpage, www.aids.org.za, where you get more information around the different programs that we implement, including programs with young women and girls as well. Thank you.
Thank you so much.